Erica Curtis here, and welcome to day 4 of our 3-week yoga retreat. Everybody is doing fabulous so far. I hope you are all really enjoying the classes and the program. And today I'm here to talk to you about downward facing dog, or in Sanskrit we call it Adho Mukha Savasana. And this is one of my personal favorites. It's one of those poses that I find to be incredibly restful. And it's not always restful. You know, this is an active pose, but it's considered a resting pose. It's also considered an inversion. You know, a lot of people get fearful when they hear the word inversion because they think of headstands and handstands and all that crazy stuff. So this is a really wonderful inversion. It's incredibly relieving for back pain and for the neck when practiced properly. It helps to relieve osteoporosis, which I find to be a really wonderful benefit. The other thing that I love about this pose is that it's incredibly beneficial to the backs of the legs. In today's world, we spend so much time sitting at desks or in the car or on the couch watching TV that our legs don't get the proper amount of stretching that they need. So our hamstrings, you know, that long line from the ankle all the way up to the back of the legs is really tight. And so this posture, when performed regularly will help to strengthen and stretch and lengthen that part of the body. I'm going to give you just a couple of little tweaks and tips that I have found to be really beneficial for me over the years. And when I teach them in classes, you know, this one little tip I'm going to give has been that like light bulb for my students. So hopefully you guys will be able to see me really well. This little tip that I'm going to give you, because Vitas has already done a really wonderful job breaking down how to get into this posture wonderfully. But the 2 tips that I want to give have to do predominantly with the hands and the arms. And the first one is when you are placing your hands on your mat. A lot of times when you're in a classroom, a teacher will walk around the room and see if you're distributing your weight evenly in this pose from your hands and your feet. And a lot of times people tend to compress and really put the pressure on the wrists, which is why so many people find this to be an uncomfortable pose. So what I want to show you is when you are placing your hands on your mat, rather than just leaning like this and putting all the pressure there in the wrist, you almost want to make a little pocket. I don't know if you can see that, just a little tiny pocket with the hand so that you're gripping through the fingertips and through this little bone right here in the hand and creating this little pocket there. And that is going to really keep your hands active and keep the uncomfortable pressure off the wrists. So that's my first tip, is always create that little pocket. When you spread the fingers really wide and you place them down, that little pocket is going to help relieve a lot of pressure on the wrists. My second tip, and this is the big light bulb, this is the favorite that I teach in my classes for everybody, is when you are in this posture, the immediate desire is to go like this, to take pressure off of the neck and off of the arms. Now what I want people to do is to actively, consciously rotate the inner elbows upward. You want that little crease in your elbow, you want that to look up towards the sky. And now what that is going to do is, it is naturally going to engage the rest of your shoulder and the whole, the muscles in your back to help to create length there so that you're not compressing in this pose. So I'm going to go up into this pose so you can see what that looks like. So from here, so you're in your downward dog right now. And what you're doing is, you can see I've got that little bit of a pocket. So all that pressure, so if a teacher were to come around and go like this, my fingers are not going to move. If I'm compressing into the wrist, my thumbs are going to be loose, my fingers are going to be loose. So you want to keep that weight distributed evenly. And rather than go like this and spread my elbows outward, rotating up and creating more length in my neck and taking more of that pressure off of the wrists. So hopefully those are a couple of tips that you can use to help with this posture, and I look forward to talking to you guys.